Qatar has a very, very important culture.
Ghana is a home of several indigenous ethnic groups, each with long-standing environmental practices rooted in cultural values, spirituality, and communal governance. These indigenous communities have developed sophisticated systems for managing land, water, forest, and wildlife systems that contribute significantly to sustainable resource management.
My name is Jack James Oklu. I was born at Keta in 1955, and I am from the James Oklu family, a clan that are currently the head of the land at Keta.
One major indigenous community is the Ewe and the people of Keta community, who have traditional environmental practices that function as informal sustainability regulations, often embedded in spiritual beliefs, taboos, and communal governance, which preserve watershed, protect streams, and sea. This knowledge, developed through generations of experience, includes practices like the use of herbal medicine and the seasonal regulations of resource use, which can be integrated with modern methods to create more effective participatory and culturally appropriate management strategies for coastal and riverine resources.
Since I was born in Keta, I've lived in Keta for so many years. For at least over 30 years I've been at Keta.
The geographical location of Anglo-Keta is surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean, Keta Lagoon, and wetlands. That makes the sea central to the livelihoods of the people. Fishing, seaweed harvesting, and related cultural rituals reflect both economic reliance and spiritual connections to marine ecosystems.
Keta has a very, very important culture. One of them is the Hubetutu, which is the festival. And we also have a lot of activities that goes on for festivities. Keta has so many clans and so many towns. And most of these towns also have their own clans and their festivals. But when the Hubetutu comes, we all come together to take part in the general Ewenyigba festival. Now, Keta is an area bordered by the sea on the left and then the lagoon on the right. That's what we normally call the Keta Lagoon. The sea is said to be a very, very troublesome area, and it is said that Keta is below sea level. Because of that, the shores have been destroyed by the sea several years ago until the sea defense wall was created.
Among the Keta community, the sea is perceived not only as a physical resource, but also a spiritual entity that must be respected. This belief in a spiritual guardian creates a culturally embedded moral obligation towards protecting the sea. It encourages responsible behavior, discourages pollutions, and promotes practices that prevent over-exploitations.
There are a lot of deities in Keta. We have the river gods, we have the sea gods, and we have small gods or little gods in all other families that they worship.
Many fishermen still pray or pour libations before launching their boats, acknowledging dependence on the sea and reinforcing a sense of stewardship. From a sustainability perspective, this taboo function much like the modern fishery management policies by allowing fish stock to regenerate. This happens when elders often monitor the adherence of these taboos, and violators faces fine or spiritual consequences.
These beliefs are very, very important and adhered to by the family. The first thing is that, for instance, the sea, fishing in the community, they adhere to Tuesdays and Thursdays where they don't go to fishing. Because when you go to fishing, you'll be banned or you'll be arrested and cautioned. And also, it is believed that the sea has a time for recuperation of the fish in it. So anybody who goes there to fish will disturb the goddess of the sea. So all the communities that are around the water, especially the sea, also take part in the routine activities that prevent people going to fishing.
Despite their importance, many of these traditional practices are declining due to modernizations, economic pressure, weakening authority of traditional leaders, and climate-related disruptions such as sea erosion.
If these rules of fishing are violated, you have to pay money or drink to the shrine to atone the peace of the sea or of the river so that no calamity happens in the family. These practices are very important because when people don't go into fishing or they don't go into the rivers, it makes the fish and the fingerlings or the fish in the river have their time to grow and grow very well so that when the season of fishing comes, there will be abundance.
However, NGOs and local assemblies have recently partnered with elders to revive traditional conservation practices as part of coastal management projects. The indigenous environmental practices of the Keta people demonstrate a deep-rooted commitment to sustaining the marine coastal through taboos, fishing holidays, spiritual reference for the sea, community enforcement systems, gear restrictions, and seasonal knowledge.
The consequences of breaking these rules are one, it can bring calamity to the community. That is, they can bring drought or certain kind of illness to the community, and these are all things that affect the growth of the community. Because it is a tradition, almost everybody in the Kita community or the whole Kita stretch knows about all these things. So when you violate it, you are sanctioned. You are easily arrested to the chief's palace or to the shrine heads to give reasons why you should do that.
The community has maintained ecological balance for generations, and these practices are not only culturally significant but also environmentally sound, closely mirroring modern scientific principles of marine conservation, which helps to strengthen partnership and can help preserve indigenous frameworks.
Yes, the environmental benefits. During these Tuesdays and Thursdays that people don't go to fishing, they allow them to do home cleaning, area cleaning. That makes the environment clean. Traditional practices in the olden days, especially in Keta or in other villages in Ghana, traditional practices like noise making, drumming, and